Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be doing one of my recent favorite ways to do my makeup. Lately, one of my go-to makeup looks has just been a super simple face, but lots of glow. So if you want to see how to get that look, just keep watching. You like my Christmas today? It doesn't really go with my peachy hair, but whatever. So I've already moisturized my skin. It's feeling moisturized. But I'm going to prime, and to prime I'm just using this Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer. This product, along with quite a few other things, is in my products to use by the end of the year. I recently uploaded a update on that, so I will put that up above so you can see it. Making some nice progress, by the way. So first I'm just going to start with some concealer. This is the NYX Gotcha Covered concealer. I really enjoy this concealer. It does look quite natural. It's definitely got some coverage, but the finish on the skin is a little bit dewy, but not over dewy. Not lit enough. There we go. And I just have the concealer on the back of my hand here, and I'm just gonna take my beauty sponge, kind of tap into it, then go onto my face and some of the parts where I want to add some concealer. Definitely under the eyes. Sorry, I just brought you in a little closer because I felt like you were just so far away and couldn't see anything. So I almost use this concealer as a very light blended out foundation. I kind of just put it everywhere and then just blend it out really well, but spots that I do need to conceal, kind of just put a little bit more. So I did my concealer first today because I'm going to be going in with a powder foundation, but before we do that I'm going to be adding some liquid highlight. This is from e.l.f. I honestly don't remember the exact name for it. I think it was liquid illuminating highlight or something, and it's in the shade Illuminating. This was in my favorites last month. I actually really do enjoy this. I was a little bit nervous that it was going to be a little too much for my skin, but I really like it. So I just added a little bit to the back of my hand here. It's a really nice color. And again, I'm just going to go in with my sponge, take a little bit and pat it on my cheeks, my nose. Now I would imagine if you were wanting a lot of glow and maybe you have dry skin, that you could mix this in with your foundation or even under your foundation a little bit, and it would be quite pretty because it is, I mean, there's definitely glow, but it's pretty subtle. So we've got a little bit of a glow going, and now we're gonna go into foundation. So for foundation, I'm using the Bare Minerals Blemish Remedy foundation, and this is another one that's in that project of using things up by the end of the year. Just gonna use this Bare Minerals brush. This is the full coverage Kabuki brush. And I'm really just gonna go in with a pretty thin layer of this all over. Since I already have quite a bit of that concealer on, which added a lot of coverage, I don't need too much of this. It's just gonna help even things out. And set that concealer down a bit. Foundation is definitely getting to its last ends here, so it's a little bit harder to get out of the package. Something I really enjoy about powder foundation is that it really just blends into your skin really well. I don't have to worry about harsh lines or anything, or things not being blended, because it really just blends in perfectly. Honestly, it just looks like part of your skin. At least Bare Minerals. I haven't, well, I've tried an Urban Decay one a few years back, and I feel like that one was good too, but I've only used Bare Minerals in the last 5 or 6 years. Now, I'm going to skip bronzer, but you totally could use bronzer, but I'm just passing it up. I'm going to be using this Pacifica blush. This blush has 2 shades. There is like this more natural color, and then there's like this deeper kind of apricot rosy color. I'm going to use this natural-ish color, and I'm actually going to use that same kabuki brush, and I'm just going to like tap in to the blush and work that on my cheeks. I really like this blush. I really like this brush for blush because it takes color and just kind of really buffs it into the skin, so it kind of just looks like this like natural flush. You don't get any like weird harsh lines or anything, and so I really enjoy it. Just looks like a little, like you've been outside in the cold or something. I feel like I haven't talked about this recently, but I love putting blush on like my eyebrows. I feel like it just lifts your face a little bit, kind of brings some color. I just really like that look. Just tap it kind of everywhere else. My nose is looking really red. Why is that happening? We'll just go with it. For highlight, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Sin. I have this little sample size that I got in Ipsy that is also in my project to use products by the end of the year. And I'm using this e.l.f. small tapered brush, and I just worked kind of some onto the end, and I'm going to apply that to my cheekbones. And then without any excess product, I'm just gonna go over the highlight and just really blend it into my skin. And then that's pretty much it for the face. I am going to set it, and I'm gonna be using the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. Just wanna shake this quite a bit. I just limit myself to about 3 spritz of this. Breathing it in. Anything more than that, and it just gets a little bit too much for me. That was also in my favorites this last month. I was a little afraid of that spray when I got it because I have oily skin and I felt like I was just gonna be too shiny, but I feel like it doesn't add any excess shine throughout the day. It just sets things really nice in place right off the bat, but it doesn't add any like extra oil throughout the day, so I still like it. Now for eyes, you could totally just blend some of that concealer onto your eyelids and then kind of set it with a powder, but I know my eyelids and that is not sufficient. It's just things move around way too much on my eyelids. I guess I have oily eyelids. So I'm using a primer, and I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Eyeshadow Primer. I really enjoy that primer. It goes on great. It lasts so long and just brings some nice vibrancy to your lids if you're using some bright shadows or anything. But I just honestly need something to keep anything in place, or else things just slide around too much. And I've also noticed if I don't prime my lids, I think the oiliness of my eyelids hits my lashes and then makes my mascara transfer everywhere. So if I put a little bit of eyeshadow primer, really saves the day. So this eyeshadow look today is going to be very simple. 2 steps. Step 1, set primer, which I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Creme shadow. It's just like this vanilla kind of color. And I'm putting that all over my lids. And a touch underneath. Step 2, more highlight. I'm going to be using that same Urban Decay highlighter, and I'm just going to use like a small little like tapered brush. And I'm highlighting the brow bone. Inner corner. And just a touch on the actual lid, just right in the center. Just to kind of bring some brightness to the lid. And then again, just really gonna like buff that product into my skin. And that's it for eyeshadow. On to the brows. For brows, I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. brow pencil, and I have it in the shade Taupe. It's just like a retractable pencil. It's not super skinny or anything, but it is quite easy to use, and I like it. I'm gonna brush out my brows first. Just brushing them up. Now that I have them filled in, I'm gonna brush through them again. Kind of soften them a little bit. So I've been going a little bit bolder with my brows lately, which I feel like I filled them in quite bold, but not overdone. And then I'm gonna put some brow mascara in it. I'm using the Essence Make Me Brow. This is my favorite. I'm using it in the shade Blonde today, but I also have it in a darker color. I think it's soft brown, but that one's like in a purse somewhere, and I think I like that color actually better. The blonde is great as well. But I'm really going to kind of add some volume and like brush my brows up and just like really try and get that feathery look. Not the feather brows though, that's weird. Now we are nearly done. All that's left is mascara. And then a little bit of a lip, I guess. But I'm just using the Essence Lash Princess. I've been trying out some other Essence mascaras lately. I'm still not quite sure how I feel about them. I still really like this one though. Last step is lips. So my go-to for this kind of a look is just like a simple like balm or something. So today I'm going to be using the Vaseline Rosy Lips. It's just like a balm with a slight pink tint to it, almost like a pinky peach kind of color. But if you wanted, you could totally throw a lipstick with this. But since I'm just kind of sticking with the theme of soft, glowy, and easy, a balm is a great option. So that completes the look. This has really honestly been one of my go-tos over the last like 2, maybe 3 months or so. I've really been enjoying just like a really simple face with like quite a bit of glow and then like a simple eye. Don't have to worry about eyeshadow, eyeliner, any of that. But I still feel like it just looks really nice and like healthy and glowy and easy, but like you still look put together. This is my go-to look when I am like kind of uninspired, like if I'm not really thinking of anything in particular I'm wanting to try, this is kind of my go-to. Or if I'm like kind of short on time, I know I can do this really fast. So I love this look. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to and you haven't already, subscribe down below. I would love to have you around. And until next time, bye guys!